5, and I am honored tonight, to be here with TJ Reddick, Chef Extraordinaire, and Art Institute of Atlanta graduate, and contestant on Cooks vs. Cons. And we are happy to have him, and we're happy to share that he won.
Yes.
Yeah! Woo! Okay, so tell me, how did you get this opportunity?
This opportunity totally came to me by chance. It was an email sent to me from JS Casting. I've been sort of on their radar for a while, but a lot of their casting calls I just didn't meet the criteria for, either being a trained chef, a chef in the industry for so long, or a chef basically out of home text. I'm from Chicago, and a lot of times when I get casting calls, they want an Atlanta chef, or they want a Tennessee chef, and I just haven't been in the requirements for that. So this time I opted in, and it just so happened that I met the requirements.
Tell us, what was it like in order to film the show, and take us through the process?
It was mind-wrecking. Okay, so from the get-go of you're going to be on the show, until I got onto the show, filmed the show, we're talking about a good 2, maybe 3 weeks. It was like, you're going to be on the show, we got to come down, film you in your natural habitat. And I work for one of the biggest companies in Culinary right now, and so I couldn't get their permission in time. I also have my own catering company, so I use my own private kitchen, not my one at home, but my private industrial kitchen, with the help of Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, where I do a lot of their catering. And then I called some friends and family members to create a sort of team to put together to make it look like I was training and teaching, sent in some pictures, and then I was in Jersey a week after that to film the show. We filmed it. It was a over 14-hour day, and then that was it. And then they left. They let us go.
Oh, that sounds like a long, it's broken up, of course, because it's TV, but you were actually filming for that?
Oh, we literally filmed for about a good 6 or 7 hours.
Wow.
And then it breaks down into about an hour. Yeah, but the one true thing about it is that half an hour. To cook, it's 30 minutes. And
oh wow, so the countdown clock is real.
Oh, it's real, and that's where that whole chicken incident happened. Yeah. But I redeemed myself.
You did, yes. But you did everything perfectly. I was like, yes, that's how I fry my chicken. I use Crisco, I use the buttermilk with the marinade, get your marinade on, shake it in the brown paper bag. You had it all
Yes,
together.
I just didn't have enough time. Time was not with me, so I turned that pan up, and I was like, I'm going to get this done faster. You can't cook fast.
You thought quickly on your feet, though, because a lot of people, that just would have signed.
That is, and one of my biggest things is #ChefLife. That is #ChefLife in its entirety. Adapt, overcome, make it happen. You got customers, they're hungry, they need to eat. Right. You got to make it happen. So that was chef mode kicked right in. I was like, I got to fix this. I can't go out being from Georgia on some burnt chicken. So I had to fix it.
That's true. Okay, so then tell us about the dish and how you came up with it so quickly.
So the dish itself, chicken waffles sub, is a dish that basically I've been kind of working on perfecting for the last couple of years. So when I saw cakes, instantaneously my mind was like, okay, cake. Waffle is a cake. I've played with waffles and pancake. I mean, who doesn't know that pancake mix is waffle mix and vice versa? So it just came naturally to me. Take the already made pancakes, make them into waffles, and I had plans to just press the indents in it and then make it like a sub. But what wasn't seen on the show is that a lot of things burned in that one. I focused on the first round, and after that, a lot of it. So I ended up making up for it. I totally transformed the entire dish from a chicken waffle sub to a chicken waffle taco. I took what was supposed to be a barbecue sauce and turned it into like a sort of bourbon-esque sweet chutney salsa sort of thing, and the dish worked beautifully. You got your sweet, your savory, your spicy, your crunchy, so many different elements in that dish, and the judges absolutely loved it.
So how important is it to build flavor? I notice a lot of cooking shows and things we see on TV, they talk about the levels of flavor and how important that is, with the bourbon sauce in particular. I thought that was innovative.
Well, one of the biggest things that I focus on as far as being a chef is, I tell people all the time, that paycheck is one thing, but the paycheck that I receive is that real genuine, this is great, and that can only come from being completely wowed by your experience. So to do that, you want to build on the palates, the spots in your tongue. You don't necessarily want one-dimensional foods because people are kind of old and tired of that, Doritos, and not to kill any of those companies, but they've kind of overmasked a lot of our flavor palettes and our flavor buds. So to do that, you got to reach deep down, you got to remember a lot of your roots, And to do that, one of the biggest gifts that I ever got as a kid, or a couple years ago actually, was the Flavor Bible. It's basically a book with conceptual thoughts of what each and every single item that you could possibly think to put in your mouth tastes like. And to be able to sit down, read that, and then recollect sort of those tastes from tasting those items, that basically helps you develop that palate to be able to produce that, then for other people to experience.
Okay, you won.
Yes.
So how does it feel to be the winner?
Oh my gosh, it is life relieving. I've always struggled with it never being enough, and I'm not ever going to give that up, because that being uncomfortable it's always a weakness for a lot of people, but I've managed to turn that weakness into a strength. So being uncomfortable, I stay uncomfortable. That's how I continue to move. I stay, I stay focused but uncomfortable. And being able to win this competition did a lot of things for me. I've never competed culinary because it's all I've ever done my whole entire life. So to compete and then maybe lose would probably throw me into a spiral, sort of crazy panic, honestly. And you always hear from family, friends, people who are kind of obligated to be in your life that, oh, your food's great, your food's good. This was a moment for me to really throw myself out there on national TV in front of some, what I consider to be credible sources, some culinary judges that are already doing their thing in the industry, to really kind of see if what I say about my own food is really brought out in the food. And we heard a lot of Sunny's comments. That's what I think about my food as a whole. There's always a little bit more that I could do, something else that I could add to it, but it touches you like on the inside more than just your stomach. So, and I pour my heart and soul in every single dish that I do. So it was great to see that come back, and in the end, I won. So heart and soul wins it.
Perfect. What do you plan to do with the winnings?
Well, right now I am working full scale, full steam ahead with JDR Food Services, which is my own company. It's a legacy company for my 4 children, JD, and then R is our last name. And we're acting as JDR Catering Company, where we do small parties or small intimate parties between 25 to 75 people. My mother is the co-owner of that one with me, and my wife right now is managing that for us as well. We're also working on another project. I don't want to throw it out there too much, but it is a mobile concept with a completely customized truck that we're having created for us for that concept. And it's really just about bringing the food to the people. I'm all about, not like they do bad or I'm against them, but I'm all about taking the food to the people. A lot of times restaurants suffer because it's raining or because the weather's bad or something else has come up. Being a father of 4, we're always on the go. We're always at baseball practice or some location, someplace, and it would be nice to have the food that you like or the food that you enjoy, or just some food outside of the not so great stuff for you, right there on the spot. And that's what I plan to do with my food truck. So
can you tell us a little bit about your Shylanta concept, because I heard about it a little bit earlier.
So the Shylanta thing comes from me being from Chicago and now living in Atlanta. And when I got here, weirdly enough, a lot of things from Chicago started reminiscing and coming back. My barber's from Chicago. Big shout out to Sid, the barber. He's awesome. But Sid the barber, he's from Chicago, and a lot of employees that I've employed, a lot of people that I've come in contact with are from Chicago, or they have native roots in Chicago. And me and my family, we go back to Chicago at least once a year, so we just can never get enough of Chicago. And being here in Atlanta, there's a lot of little small things that kind of remind us of being home. And my thought process has always been, I wish home was here, because Chicago's great, it's wonderful, except it's cold. Like, it's a whole nother kind of cold.
And you have real snow.
You have real cold.
Not Atlanta, real snow.
And when I came back from Iraq, one of the biggest things was I told my wife, I said, we got to go. Like, I can't do another negative 17-degree winter, we got to go. So we ended up moving, we came down here, but we've always missed home. And we've always missed several things about home. John's Pizza Puffs, Giordano's deep dish pizza, the Hoagie Shop steak sandwich. So a lot of those key factors for me in my life, I was like, you know what? I don't need to necessarily always go home to get them. I'm going to bring them down here because I'm sure a lot of my Shylantan people, said the barber, some of the neighbors that I had that had roots in either the Midwest of somewhere, Wisconsin, Minnesota, or Chicago, we all know that food. So I'm going to have a following. Why don't I bring that food down here? And so that's where that concept really kind of came from. It wasn't until I got to Art Institute, though, and I started working with some of the people here and kind of developing that concept more, that I then kind of took on a merged sort of thought process with that concept. So Shalenta is still in a birthing stage, but it's now become a fusion punch. That instead of just bringing Chicago here, we're bringing what I consider to be Chicago here to who I am now, which is Atlanta. So Shalenta.
What can we look forward to from you?
Nothing but good food and good times. I'm all about that. Right now, I'm going to focus a lot on some family time. With doing the show, working, there's been a lot of time taken out of the family, and I'm a big, huge family man, so I'm going to be focusing a lot on some family time. After that, then we're definitely going to ramp it right back up with JDR Catering Co. It's graduation season, it's wedding season, it's time for us to get back into it. And a lot of people are having smaller, intimate things, so we want to be that niche group for them. And then on top of that, then the mobile concept should be coming shortly after that.
How do people find out more information about you and are able to keep up with what you do?
I am all over social media. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. You look up Anthony Reddick, Anthony TJ Reddick on any one of those. My Instagram right now is TJ the Chef. I also have JDR Catering Co. Instagram. I have JDR Facebook. I have Anthony Reddick or TJ Reddick Facebook. You look me up on any social media site out there, I have TJ Reddick unlocked. So that's all me.
What would you like people to know about you and the type of food you provide? Like, what would you want your legacy to be? Or what would you like for people to remember about you?
A lot of times people focus on where they come from, and I focus a lot of my energy on the same thing. My culinary talents don't necessarily reflect that of just corporate America or just any school that I've ever gone to. My culinary talents and skills started with me on a small step stool next to my mom. They started with me on a small step stool next to my grandma, bugging them, annoying them, tasting spices and herbs and whatever's in the garbage or on the ground. Or realistically, I just tasted everything. So what I want people to know from me and what I would like people to focus on when they look at my food or think of my food is my heart, my soul, everything about me goes into that dish, and I have to make it perfect before I present it, no matter what. It could start off burnt, it could start off raw, no matter what, I put every single ounce of my heart and soul in every single dish, because to me, every single person I serve is a VIP to me.
Okay. Thank you so much, TJ. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.